Today I'm going to be making coasters using Infusible ink. So here I am searching for coasters on the design studio and scroll through till you find the design you like. Now I only want to do 2 coasters, so I'm going to click on the items I don't want and press on the eye at the side, and that will hide these and stop them from cutting. Okay, so now that I've got my designs, I will select that I want to cut it on a mat. I then have to change the size of my mat to the 12-inch to fit both on the same one. You then have to select that you want to do the Infusible ink sheets. So I'll type that up here in the search bar and search for that. Click on that and done at the bottom. Okay, now I've forgotten to mirror my design, so I cancel this here in a second and go back to the mat. Here then I can click on to mirror the image and then just go through the process again of picking Infusible ink sheets and selecting that for my materials. Okay, so now I have my Infusible ink sheet and my coasters that I would like to use. At the moment I'm just cutting open the packaging to get the sheets out. So these come with 2 sheets inside, plain one and the patterned. So we have the roses here and then a plain pink one. And it also comes with 2 sheets of butcher paper. So I'm just going to cut my Infusible ink sheet to size. Now I want this to be 4.5 inches by 8 inches. The desk's not quite big enough, so I just need to move my Cricut out of the way slightly and cut that side to 8 inches. I then place that on my 12-inch mat, and you place this with the paper side up, so when you cut it mirrored, because when you're putting this onto your coaster, you make sure that the Infusible ink is facing downwards onto the coaster. Okay, so I've gone here to my laptop and I've just started the cut. I've sped this bit of the video up just so it takes a little while to cut this all out. So here where you see the paper, it's not as bright as it is once you've added the heat. So remember that when you're picking your colours. It does show you on the box the before and the after colour. It shows you that it will brighten up. But you'll notice a difference at the end once it's all finished. I could actually watch this machine cutting all day. It's actually really relaxing to watch. So it's just cutting out the words right now. And then it will draw, sorry, it's not drawing. Then it will cut the circle around for the size of the coaster. Okay, so I will unload the mat and then take my paper off of the mat. So if you take the mat away from the paper rather than paper away from the mat, so that it doesn't roll up your paper. So I'm just going to cut in between the two designs just to make it a bit easier for when weeding. I've just grabbed my hook tool here. I think that's the best one I've found so far for doing the weeding. So once you get hold of a little bit, it's just really about peeling off the words. If I'd done this a bit more delicate, I probably could have used the words as well and had a double project out of that. But I didn't think about that until halfway through. A few of the inside of the words popped out while weeding, but I was able just to put them back onto the transfer paper behind. So I will just weed the one design in this video just to speed it up a little bit, but I will show you both designs weeded in a second. So here we have the two weeded designs, and I'm just cutting open my coasters and taking them out of the box. Okay, so I have my coasters ready. The design will go face down, so the paper side onto the coaster. And I will use some heat tape, heat resistant tape, just to hold that in place so it doesn't move about when we're using the heat press. So again, I'll just show the process of the one, just to speed it up a little. And here I'm fighting with the heat tape. It kept rolling up in my fingers. I'm just popping one on each side, and an extra one on the bottom because that was sticking out a little bit at the bottom. So it just holds it in place for when you're heating. So I've got my heat press here, and this is where I'm trying to remember how to set the heat press. This is just the second time I've used it. So I need it to be 400 degrees Fahrenheit and for 240 seconds. There is a heat guide on the Cricut website, which the web address for that is on your instructions for when you're doing your project. So I just get this ready for where I need it, and I'll set it aside and get my mat ready. So you want to layer this here. So you've got your heat mat on the bottom, then you place a piece of cardstock on top of that. Your coasters will go upside down onto the mat, and then a piece of butcher paper over the top of that. So once your heat press is heated up, it will beep for you to know it's ready, and you will pop it on, and there's no need to hold it in place for the 240 seconds. Okay, so here I take away the heat press and remove the butcher paper. I then leave this to cool down for half an hour, as these are very hot. So once they've cooled down, slowly take off the heat resistant tape. I could not get hold of the edges of this. It just took me a few minutes just to do that. So here we are, I've got them all off, and when you peel it up, you will see the design. So it's a little bit faded in the top. That must be where I've not got the heat on there properly, and you can tell by the sheet of heat transfer there's still some colour left in that corner. That's where it hasn't actually gone onto the coaster completely. Still looks good though. It's a slight blur in the top, but it looks like it's supposed to be like that. And there's the second one. I absolutely love how these have turned out. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope it's been helpful to you, and can't wait to see you making them. Thank you, goodbye.